Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen. Today is an absolute gorgeous day. It is the last day of May, and we're going to get some garden work done today. It has rained so much here in Virginia. I know that I have nothing to complain about because so many of you have been experiencing flooding and terrible storms across the United States, and our heart goes out to you and our prayers. And we hope that things will settle down for you all. It has been a rainy season here, and because of that, we have a lot of weeds in the garden that we've got to go take care of today. And so that's probably going to be a good couple hours of work. I've also got some things that I want to kind of tidy up in the garden spaces. We've got some spring flowers that are no longer prospering, and we're going to switch those out for something that can endure the heat of the summer that is coming. Like I said, it's a beautiful day today. I think right now, I checked this morning when I got up, it was 58 degrees. I've been enjoying some time on the deck here this morning. It was about 64 a few minutes ago. So a beautiful day. A little breeze is blowing, feels kind of like fall, but guess what? It's not gonna last. Next week, back close to the 90s. So we're enjoying the little break, which means we're gonna get some things done today. And because it's the last day of May, I feel like, I don't know, when I plant things, like when I plant my flowers in my garden, I want to be done by the end of May so that I can enjoy it and take care of it through the summer. So I feel like today is the last day to really get everything in the ground, as far as for me anyway, for the summer garden. So hang out with me. We'll see what we can get into today. Since we're out this morning, we went ahead and let the chickens out and thought you might like a little chicken update. So let's see, do we have all 10 of our girls out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only see 9. Is there one? Yeah, there's one still in the coop because we are down. We had 2 broody chickens. Now we're down to 1 broody chicken, and she is really giving us a hard time this year. So I don't know, we've tried all the things. Sometimes we just let her be. We went to Rural King a couple weeks ago, and they had their chicks. They were trying to get rid of them because they had so many, and they had like their barred rock and their Rhode Island red chickens, 99 cents a piece. We were very tempted to grab a couple more. There was no like limit on what you could get, and we thought about maybe like just taking the baby chicks, getting a couple of them, and just putting them in there with the broody chickens and see if they would take care of them and raise them for us. But then we thought it might actually like turn out disastrous and they might take them out. So I don't know if that would work or not. If you've ever tried that, you'll have to let us know. But anyway, I'm rambling because I'm trying to get out of all this work I've got to do. But here's a look at our girls. They're so happy this morning to get out. They love this space. Tim and Alex have been clearing out the woods at the edge of the backyard. All this is our property down to, there's a creek down below, and we've been clearing out. Hopefully one day we'll get down there to the creek and have all this space cleared. That would be so nice, but the chickens are enjoying it. I was gonna see if I could find, we had a random rose bush to come up, and it has been blooming. I don't see it this morning. Okay, I found it. Here it is. Isn't that so cute? I guess it was like a clipping that we tossed out last year in the fall. And I'm just going to leave it alone. But I thought that was so sweet to see that rose bush just popped up in the middle of all this brush trying to bloom there. And then we have lemon balm. Lemon balm is very invasive. If you ever plant it once, it will never leave you. It will stick around forever. That's all lemon balm right there. Smells great, but takes over. All right, y'all, made it to the garden. Let me flip you around and show you what we've got going on in here. There's so much beauty. Try not to let the weeds distract you, but you can see what our work is cut out for us. Y'all, 2 weeks ago I got out here and weeded, and it looks so good. There were hardly any weeds in here. So this is just in 2 weeks, but that's what rain can do. So if we wanted some beautiful grass, we would have it in here. But I think our best bet, Alex is gonna help me today, is to get the tiller out and just till up this center section right here, and then we'll just hand weed in between the rows the best we can. I'm probably not gonna mess with our potatoes because they are just, there's really not a lot of room there, and I don't know what the solution would be. Tim and I have talked about, you know, putting down some sort of landscape fabric or something in between the rows to try to suppress the weeds, but we like to be able to get in here and use the tiller every year, and so that would be kind of hard. We'd have to take up all of that each year. Look at our potatoes. Aren't they gorgeous? These are the ones in the grow bags that we tried something different this year, and then here's our 2 rows of potatoes. All of these are Irish potatoes, white potatoes. There's a random lettuce. Look at our random lettuce over here. We're gonna have to harvest that. And I've got a chicken wanting to come in, so I better close the door because they will start harvesting before we're ready. I'll go through and give you a better look after we get everything cleaned up in here, but I just couldn't help but show you our radishes. As I came in here the other day just to have a peek. Look at that. They're ready to be harvested. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about that. I did not get out here and thin these out like I should have. So we probably could have had larger radishes, but that's okay. We'll go with what we got. But you see our tomato plants, we've got to clean those up. I mean, you can hardly distinguish the tomato plants from the weeds. There's just so much growth in here. Our butternut squash are looking fantastic. We got some sunflowers popping up over here. Our corn is looking great. It will absolutely be knee-high by the 4th of July, like I was always told. As long as your corn is knee-high by the 4th of July, you're good. You can see our green beans. Like I said, we're gonna battle some wind today. Some green beans there. We've got an okra plant that's really just showing off right here. And then the ones beside it are trying to keep up, but they are really having trouble. Probably can't even see those. And then last but not least, let me show you our cucumbers, y'all. Last year, I could not get cucumbers to grow at all. We had a terrible cucumber season. But this year, that is not gonna be the case. And we've already got cucumbers on the vine. Let's see if I can find one. Oh yeah, here we go. Look right here, y'all. Can you see that? There's a cucumber. There's one there. So lots are starting. That's exciting. Okay, let me stop stalling and get to work. Oh, but it's gonna look so good when we're done. Our chickens has one of those worm snakes. She's being chased by another one. Let's see if we can get a good look at what's going on. Oh yeah, they're fighting over it. What you got? Ew. They are always digging up those things. Yikes. I don't think you're gonna be eating alone. Well, she succeeded and got it away from Dolly. Which one is that? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Better run, better run. Oh goodness, now there's 3 on the tree. That's just too funny. Never a dull moment around here with these chickens. All right, well, that was a fun break from some garden work. Let me show you what we've done so far. Alex and I kind of tag teamed and just did a little bit of a teal. Now, I know there's controversy surrounding tilled gardens versus a no-till method. We till here because if we didn't, we would just be overtaken by the weeds. And to me, that's just the easiest thing to do. Work smarter, not harder kind of thing. And it helps when I stir the dirt up around the plants. That helps me to be able to weed around them because it will loosen the soil. And since we have this hard clay soil here, on the East Coast, then we have to break it up every now and then. I often forget to tell you, we are a Zone 7B. And I just kind of went between the rows a little bit. I'm going to come back in here with a hoe and just, you know, till between the plants. I wasn't able to get over here where the corn is because I did not want to disturb any of the root systems. If I had doubt, when in doubt, sit it out. That was kind of my method. If I did not think I could do it without disturbing the plants, I did not. So I was even able, this row is wide enough to get in here between the tomato plants. Y'all, I have got to secure these to the stakes and clean up the bottoms. I'll show you how we do that here in a little bit. But like right here, there was no way. I wasn't going through that row, so we'll have to hand till that or use the hoe right there too. But we were able to get around some of the potato plants, but like over here, no way, you know? Try to talk over the traffic and the wind and talk about my gardening tools a little bit. Now, we did use our tiller, which is an electric tiller, and it gets the job done. It's close enough to a power source where, yeah, the cord is sometimes a nuisance, but no more than we use it, we just deal with it. But other times when I'm trying to get weeds up, I will just use the regular garden hoe, which you see over there, which is what I've been using. Or I use this tool, which is, let's see, what's the name? A wood handle weeding hoe. Now, I did a short on this a couple of years ago that has gotten a lot of attention. Some negative, some positive. I know the price of everything has gone up, so I think this is close to $30. Now, when I bought it, it was not. It was probably half that price. But when I want to get in between plants that are close together like this corn is, this is really a good option, and I'm going to show you why I think so. And hopefully I've got it close enough where you can see. Okay, so with the hoe, the corners, you know, are sharp, and you run the risk of damaging your plants, especially like your root system. But because the blades on this weeding hoe are flat, they're a little bit I guess safer. So what I'm gonna do is use the part where the blade is flat down and kind of just pull the soil toward me. And I'm just really roughing this up. Now, a lot of the complaints was that this did not get to the root of the weed, therefore the weeds come back. Okay, I understand that part, but if you just are trying to clean up around your plant and you're going to do this, you know, consistently, and you get on it in time, you won't have to worry about that. So once you kind of rough everything up, then you can flip the tool over and you just pull it out from around the plant. And I just kind of make a little pile, but you do have to still, you know, pay attention. You see like that weed right there? They just removed it right from the plant. We'll do a close up here in a second so you can see. And then like if I want to go in between the plants here, see how easy that is? Now some of it's just too close for comfort, and we'll just have to get down and hand pull those weeds. But for the most part, if you've got enough space, if you've done your job in thinning out your plants, which I obviously have not done this year, then you should have no problem. See, I told y'all there's never a dull moment around here. Oh, Rowan's gonna be upset you're in his swing. She's the one that was in the outdoor swing right there, the porch swing. Just a little bit.
I like the swing, actually.
Turn around.
No, just leave her alone.
Yeah, just leave her like that. Oh Lord.
You'll balance, just swing it a little bit. Let it go.
We'll have to put a chicken swing in the run.
They like the swing.
It's probably soothing.
Yeah, swing it a little higher. There you go. Let's do it right there.
Uh-oh, here comes another one. She wants a turn.
She's sitting down. Look, she sat
Aw.
down.
You got wings.
So funny. try to get started over here. So I'm gonna take a minute just to tell you what I'm gonna do with the tomato plants here. And you'll see we did a pretty good job getting the tiller in the rows, but some spots we didn't bother with, so I do need to clean those up. But you'll see the bottom of the plants. Let's see, we're gonna start over here, so this will be a good one to show you first. All right, so you'll see the bottom of our tomato plant, I'm trying to balance here, is really grown up. So we want to clean the bottom out, because one thing is we don't want this to happen where our lower leaves are touching the soil. It can encourage some fungus issues and just things that you don't want for your plant, because what you want is nice airflow through the bottom of your tomato plant. Plus, it will push the nutrients up, and then that will in turn yield a healthier, more prosperous plant. Look, we've got some buds on here already. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clean everything up, and then we'll do a better job like getting the weeds out around the bottom, because we'll be able to see, and then we'll get everything tied to the stake. These babies are on their way. Very exciting. You see how much better the plant looks around the bottom now. First time I ever did this, it scared me so bad to be taking that much of the tomato plant off, but I realized that it really made for a healthier plant. You got a better yield because your fruit was bigger. You could send more nutrients into the fruit so that the plant wouldn't have to work as hard. And then it kept the fungus levels way down, because the plant wasn't getting exposed to all the soil splashing up on it, which we definitely have had with this rain. So we're going to go around and do that to all of our plants. So I've decided to take a little break, go inside, get some water. And on my way up to going inside, I just caught a glimpse of my beautiful rose bush. So I wanted to share that with you. Look how beautiful. This is I think it's a double knockout rose bush, and I don't remember what color. Now something has been eating on the leaves. That's always an issue. But it hasn't bothered the blooms. I mean, they are so pretty. My granny planted this rose bush for me. She said I had to have a rose bush in my garden. I don't know, y'all. I'm guessing close to 20 years ago. I mean, definitely it's been longer than 15 years, because I know it was here before Alex was born, or right around the time. So we'll say 15 years it's been here. So pretty. Anyway, I enjoy it right here off the deck. It's definitely my recommendation if you want to get a rose to add to your garden. This is the one that I would recommend for sure. All right, we had a nice little break. Now we're back. I did leave a couple of tomato plants for last, and I wanted to show you why. I was checking them as I went, and I had two that had a little damage on the bottom. You can see this leaf right here is not looking so well, but this one definitely looks like it's got some damage to it. And I did not want to risk spreading this as I was pruning it to the other plants. So I left it for last. I will prune this, and then I'll clean my pruners really good before I use them for anything else, just because I don't want to contaminate any other plants or pass that along. And I'll show you the other one I noticed some damage on, so I skipped over it. And it did, I don't think it was as bad. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can see there's damage down at the bottom of that one too. So all in all, out of, I think I've got 20 or 22 plants in here. Out of all of those, I only had 2 that looked like they had a little damage at the bottom. So I would say that's successful. So I wanted to show you guys a new piece of furniture that we have on our deck now that took the place of our greenhouse shelf that had sat there most of the winter and early spring. So the story behind this is I had a friend who needed to get rid of this, and she had me in mind because of like gardening and thought maybe I could use it as a potting shelf. And you know, I had said something about wanting to put something different in this space. So we thought, hey, we'll give it a try and hopefully it can hold up to the weather. Now, we did put some Thompson's water seal on the wood, and hopefully that will protect the wood as much as possible. There is a little bit of a covering here, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to put this to use. So this is where we put our pumpkins. It's where our seedlings will stay until they are ready to go to the garden. But I plan to fill this up with some potted plants, and then I love that it has drawers that I can store some things in, and I'm going to keep my bag of potting mix down there below. We've got our little sprayer here, so just definitely a great spot to have some seedlings and pot up some things right here beside our garden window. So I'm excited to use this and happy to have such a sweet gift. Oh wow, guys, such a huge improvement. Now I'm not going to water everything right now because it's about 3 o'clock, and I will come back out here when the sun starts to set and water everything really well. We didn't do much over here where our potatoes are because there again, don't want to disturb anything. Once we pull up our potatoes, we will till this area and probably we'll plant all our pumpkin seedlings here. So it's good for now. It's not going to bother me. I'm okay with that. We'll use the weed eater when we need to get some of the weeds out, but right now it's okay. But what a huge difference. I just want to give y'all one last look. And I've decided to try something different. In fact, I believe one of you gave me the idea to try to grow my squash vertical. So this is butternut squash. I'm not sure if that will make a difference or if that's just for summer squash. So we're going to try it out and see. Once the butternut squash start to grow, though, they might be a little bit too heavy to trellis, but I think it's working so far. That maybe will keep some airflow to the plant and keep those squash bugs away, I hope. I planted our pumpkin seeds here. These are the little white pumpkins, just to put something in the garden. The radishes will be coming out soon, so I thought it would be a good spot when they start to run, they'll have some room. We'll be harvesting those. We'll probably wait till next week to get those. And then here are our beautiful tomatoes, all tied up and supported and cleaned out so they can get lots of airflow and hopefully be free from all the fungus. They just look great. And it's not perfect. I mean, I didn't get every weed out, but I definitely made some improvements, and that just gives me work to do in the future. You're never done with gardening. There's always something to do, always a garden chore, so I'm never without work. And then the corn, we already had a good look at that. Our beans. I had a seedling when I pulled out my tray to plant the tomato seedlings. I had another seedling that had popped up. I think it's squash, like summer squash. And so I found a little spot for it right here. And we'll see if it does anything, but it definitely looks like squash. So we're gonna give it a try. Our okra looks great. All right, guys. I feel very accomplished today. All right, you guys, I'm going to go out and look for a couple of things. I got to thinking that it would probably be a good idea to run up. We've got this place pretty close to us, local place that sells flowers and vegetables and things, and I probably won't record there, but I thought I would run up because they put up a post on Facebook that they had a lot of things in, and I'm looking for the 4-packs of annuals. I found that those are really hard to come by this year, and so I'm gonna check them first, and then we might run to Lowe's because I just want to get maybe a couple of 4-packs of annuals to fill in the spots where my spring flowers have died. I've got some alyssum that did not make it. I've got some violas that need to be replaced, and normally alyssum does pretty good for me, but it must have just been in a bad spot. So I want to fill in some gaps, and like I said, I want to get everything planted today. So I'm going to run up there and see if they have anything, and then we might go to Lowe's, and then we'll run home and we'll get those in place, and then that'll probably be it for the day. I might have to pick up an iced coffee or something. I think I've earned it today. All right, well, I'm back from my running, and I was able to get everything that I wanted at the garden center up the road that I was telling you of, or the family farm. And she even gave me some extra plants that she was afraid were dying, and said, if you can rehab these, take them. So I've got a lot more than I went for. Got some Snapdragon plugs here. So this is going to be a project for another day. I think I will continue on tomorrow, and so you'll have to stay tuned to see where I plan on putting all of this and what we do with it. It's Friday night, and Alex has requested homemade pizza, so I'm gonna have to get inside and start the pizza crust. I think we'll do like a barbecue chicken pizza and probably just a good old pepperoni that everybody likes. I might show you a little bit of that as I end today's video, but I think that's gonna do it. So like I said, stay tuned. We'll plant those flowers out in the next video. And I hope that you enjoyed all of this work we did today. It sure is good to come back down here and see how clean and tidied up everything looks. We're gonna make an extra effort to get out here and keep it cleaned up. I hope that we can. All right, well, until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.